All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Los Angeles Rams rookie linebacker Shaun Dolac. Dolac, undrafted free agent, but he looks like a big-time playmaker. Another great find. The Rams seem to get an army of them every offseason, and we'll break down what he did in his most recent preseason performance. A lot of good stuff for number 56. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. Plus, if there's any other players you want us to break down, make sure you let us know. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up the run defense, and there's Shaun Dolac, number 56, right there on the right side of your screen. So this is the Los Angeles Chargers. Look, it's Greg Roman. They run some funky stuff when it comes to running the football, and this play is no different. You can see they got a fullback right there. They got an H-back. What they're going to do is they're actually have the tackle work up. They're going to have the guard kind of pull over here, and the center reach this defensive tackle and have these guys lead through the hole just like this, right? It's a lot of bodies going this way, backside cutoffs, and the running back following all that trash this direction. It's creative. It's unique. It can be a nightmare to stop and a nightmare to dissect from a linebacker's perspective, but young 56, he does a great job. He doesn't take the cheese. There's a chance early on where he could bite inside and run himself out of the hole. Patient, veteran player for an undrafted free agent, understands a lot of football, waits for the opportunity to strike, and then makes the tackle. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see right there the tackle working up, the guard working out. You can see very early on, right here, there's a chance for 56 to fire in through there, maybe take a little cheese. But I think if he runs up here, he could run himself behind 61 and almost out of the play, right? And that's a 54, who Paul has done a really good job for the Rams. We did a video on him about a week ago. He's a good player. They got two really good young linebackers. But you see the running back right here. If 56 fires inside early, there's a chance he may be able to scoot through, but he waits for the right time to strike and then makes a tackle. This is really good linebacker play, guys. This is a guy who's been there before. I know he's an undrafted free agent, but he played a lot of football in college, and he's played a lot of snaps this preseason already for the Rams, making a lot of really good plays. Again, I don't know if he'll make the team. I hope he does, because I think he's a stud, whether it's a practice squad guy or he finds his way onto the field. Honestly, I know he's an undrafted guy, but the way he's been playing this preseason, maybe he deserves live reps during the regular season. I know that's big praise, but when you see tackles like this, he's earning it. All right, from the wide copy, watch 56 right here as he diagnoses the running play. Again, patient, like mirroring the running back there, very good, and then waiting for the right moment to strike. You can see earlier on right here, if he just turns his foot in the ground and gets north and south right here, I think he runs himself out of the play, and there's a chance this running back is able to scoot around all the trash. Instead, he doesn't take the cheese, waits for the right moment, and makes the play. I honestly think a lot of linebacking play is being patient, right? Everyone talks about it being a downhill physical position, and it certainly is at times. But to me, it's like a cobra waiting to strike. Patient, and then strike. That's exactly what you want. We're talking Los Angeles, right? How about the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant? Coiled, waiting, and then strike. That's exactly what 56 does here at the linebacker position. All right, sticking with the run defense, you can see Dolac right there. You can see his feet, and you maybe missed the top of his head there, but it's going to be another downhill running concept. We're going to get a double team right here, working up to the backside linebacker. We're going to get the tackle working out. We're going to get the tight end working out. We're going to get the slot wide receiver on the edge of your screen inserting. We're going to get 44, mano-y-mano in the hole right there against number 56, the linebacker. This is a situation, old school football, and Dolac here with a really veteran-savvy move just kind of olays him and covers up this entire gap. Does a great job, even gets held on the process. Unfortunately, his teammates don't help him out. Running back sees him, and he bounces outside, and his teammates aren't there to make the play. But the young number 56, he does a great job. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. We can see the double team inside. We can see right there the tackle working out to the defensive end, and 44 firing for the linebacker. It looks like it's going to be a massive contact right there. Huge blow, and then 56, quick olay. Whoop, look at that. You're talking about a veteran play right there? Look at 44. He's going for a shot, and he misses. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at this. It's like Lucy with the football. Whoop. Oh, man, that's tough. And he gets held, too. You see that left arm? That's a little holding penalty that was missed by the refs. But, again, this is a savvy vet. Again, gets skinny. Look at this play. My goodness gracious, right? And the hole's covered up because the way he gets thin, the fullback is now covering up half the hole and Dolac's in the other half, and then immediately corrects to try and get to him. His teammates aren't there to make the play, so unfortunately it's a successful run for the Chargers, the opposition here. But you're talking about good linebacking play, one-on-one in the hole. I mean, granted, old school football, maybe sometimes you see the linebacker just throw your body in there, throw your helmet in there, like Oklahoma drills, but Dolac here, look at this savvy play. My goodness gracious, makes 44 look silly. Great rep here from 56.
Yeah, Nick, and Dolac in college did a lot of really good run defending, 88.8 college PFF run defense grade, and he did a really great job this game as well. I like to see the improvement. He's catching on real quick. 59.5 run defense grade, first game against Dallas. coming into the second game against the Chargers, a 77.5, a pretty big jump up for this guy. He's putting it together and finally figuring out how to put his college game onto the field in the NFL.
All right, the Chargers and offensive coordinator Greg Roman, again, sticking with the unique running plays, at least in today's NFL, we're going to get the backside guard and backside tackle pulling just like this, right? Don't see that a lot in today's National Football League. And you get everyone else basically blocking down here for the Chargers. This is a situation here when you're a linebacker, again, you've got to be patient and then wait for your moment to strike. If you fire too soon and you get caught out of the hole, get blown out of the position right there, the running back can get by you for a huge play. So Dolac does a great job being patient, but this is a situation where one of his teammates makes the plays, but I always love to see good linebacker play is there to clean up in case your teammate doesn't make the play, doesn't make the tackle. 56 is right there to tackle the running back if his buddy doesn't get there. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. We can see everyone blocking down for the Chargers except the backside guard and tackle, and they're pulling right there. And you can see right there, no one blocks. Good old number, what is that? 86, 96 right there. I can't quite tell. Makes the tackle right there, big TFL. That's a poor job by the Chargers up front offensively, right? Look at these backside guard and tackle. Both of them miss them, right? That's not good right there. Very poorly executed. Give some credit to 94 blowing up the play as well. Good team defense by the Rams defensive line. I know this isn't Fisk or Verse, but some of these young guys are making plays too. But here's the thing. Let's say 94 gets blocked. And let's say, what was that? 86, 96 gets blocked too. Dolac is right there, and that's what I love. That's what a good linebacker is. He's like a good free safety, right? Good free safety is there. If your corner makes a play or gets the pick, that's fine. But if the corner misses or makes a mistake, the free safety is there to clean up the mess, right? That's exactly what Dolac can be for the Rams and was a lot in this game. He's the guy that cleans up the mess. Someone else could have made the play or didn't make the play. He's right there either way, and that's what I love from a good linebacker when it comes to playing the run right here, and he does a really good job. Again, patient, patient, patient. Moment to strike. Now throw your helmet in there. Nice rep from 56. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Dolac right there at the top of your screen. He's calling it out. He's calling out the defense. Veteran guy for an undrafted rookie. Communicating. Love to see that. And again, patient. Waits for the moment to strike and then gets in. Again, he doesn't fly upfield, right? At this moment, the temptation could have been, oh, I got to bounce outside or I got to throw my helmet in there. There's a big pile up. Instead, what does he do? He waits for it to clear and becomes part of the tackle. Again, good, fundamentally sound. Like a cobra, right? Like a mamba, waiting for his moment to strike. And here's the thing, like I said, if 94 doesn't make the play, if whoever that is, 96 doesn't make the play, guess who's there to make the tackle as well? Shaun Dolac, 56. All right, so the Los Angeles Chargers on the next play, they're going to run a draw concept. You can see Dolac right there. You can see everything but the top of his hat right there. And what the Chargers are going to try and do is they're going to have this tackle take that defensive end. They're going to kind of basically a double team right here, working up to Dolac, and they're going to get one-on-one right here and one-on-one right here. This may be picture-perfect gap defense here for the Los Angeles Rams. So they're going to have the defensive ends have contained in these gaps right here. This defensive tackle is going to have this gap. You're going to see this defensive tackle do a great job with this gap. He actually works out this way a little bit, and Dolac does a great job with this gap right here. And even though it's a draw, even though it's a passing situation, they cover up every single gap as a unit, as a team, and number 40 even flies in here to help support if needed. Turns out he's not. Great defense, great teamwork across the board. Dolac plays a key role as always. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the draw. Where's the running back going to go, guys? I mean, there's nowhere. I mean, this is like the pocket collapsing the quarterback. Look at this gap defense. Again, gap there, gap there, gap there. There's nowhere. Dolac has a good position. 40 coming in. They all have their gaps. There's nowhere to go. The Rams are so well coached, guys. A lot of this is coaching. A lot of this is evaluation and drafting and, bringing in guys like Dolac, like the rest of this group up front that know good football. One of the secrets to the Rams, in my honest opinion, is that they draft and sign guys that are smart, savvy players that know how to play good assignment football. And I tell you what, that's what we see here. Look at this. Dolac, again, he's not overexerting. He's not putting himself in a bad position. He's maintaining his gap, and once he dodges the block, then he jumps in there to help make the tackle. You see this across the board from the Rams, right? No one is putting themselves in a terrible spot. They're all controlling their gaps. They're all in a good spot. Team defense here blowing up this draw play.
Yeah, Nick, one thing we love to talk about for the linebacking position is the stop statistic. Stops, anytime a linebacker can make a play, a loss for the offense, always good, always love to see it. And early on in the preseason, Dolac doing a lot of good stuff. 4 stops in the preseason so far and limited play time for Dolac. Really, really indicative of what he did in college. In college, he's absolutely bonkers. He talked about stops. He had 69 stops in college. Actually, in one game, he had 13 stops in one single game. Very ridiculous number for a linebacker to rack up that many stops in one game. Really, really great stuff from Dolac, but we're already seeing at the NFL level against these teams, against players who are coming in here trying to keep their job. They are not letting him do anything by any means. Getting in here, making a lot of stops, good stuff for Dolac and the Rams.
All right, now let's hear from the sponsor of today's video.
Look at these results. People are making thousands every month betting on sports completely risk-free. The secret? They're using OddsJam. OddsJam isn't just another betting app, it's turning the entire system in your favor. Here's how. OddsJam uses a strategy called arbitrage, finding odds discrepancies across the sports books. You bet both sides, and no matter the outcome, you will profit. Here's an example. If you bet $500 on Boise State to win on FanDuel and $335 on their opponent, San Francisco, on DraftKings, you're guaranteed to make $50 win or lose. With the OddsJam mobile app, you get real-time alerts on these opportunities every day. People are making thousands of dollars every month, and to get you started, use code SMI for 35% off and a free 7-day trial. I guarantee you'll profit during the trial, and if you don't, cancel with one click, no questions asked. Don't leave money on the table. Go to oddsjam.com, use code SMI, and start making money the smart way.
All right, sticking with the run defense, and there's Dolac, number 56, right there. Look, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. They run a lot of different running schemes, but I think they like this concept the best. It's a zone read, inside zone kind of concept here. They're going to bring the H-back in motion. He's going to kick out the corner or fill player on the outside. It's going to be basically a base here with the tight end. We're going to get double team action right here, working up to the next level. We're going to get zone takeover here, working up to the next level there. Tackle one-on-one on that defensive end right there. And they're just going to try and get an inside run. Very simple concept here. You see the Chargers and a lot of teams run this all of the time. Let's watch Dolac right here, number 56. He's, again, so patient, so smart. He reads, waits all the traffic and garbage to clear, and then makes the tackle, and he gets his teammate involved as well, number 54. Dynamic rookie duo right here. Paul, Shaun Dolac. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's a snap. You can see the zone tracks across the board. You can see the double team right there trying to work up to the next level. You can see no one picks up Dolac. I think that's a mistake right there for the Chargers. I think this should have been double team up to Dolac, and these two guys are double teaming to nobody. I think that was a mistake for the Chargers offensive line, but their mistake right there is 56's reward. He makes a tackle. Good fundamental, cleans tackle. Look at this, getting his head down, wrapping up. Good solid contact. Again, patient. That's what I love. He doesn't overreact. Right here, he doesn't fire. He doesn't try and throw his head in there and give the running back a chance to go the other direction. He waits for the running back to commit, for the garbage to clear, and then he makes a tackle. So good. So good. I mean, it doesn't look like much, guys, but I can't tell you how many young linebackers right here would just freak out and be like, I got to fire. I got to fire. I got to pick a gap. I got to go. Instead, be patient. Wait for the running back to commit and then make a tackle. Nice play. And here's what I love about it, too. You get Paul involved. You get a little Bash Brothers, right? Remember back in the day, Northern California, the Oakland A's, the Bash Brothers, Canseco, McGuire. I tell you what, you got a Southern California Bash Brothers here with these two young linebackers. When it comes to Dolac and Paul here, physical guys up front. Great twosome right here for the Rams defense.
Yeah, and we talked about tackles. I think that's something that really jumps off the page to me for Shaun Dolac, a guy who in college, ridiculous stat, 91.6 tackling grade for a linebacker, a guy who made over 120 tackles in college. This is a guy who doesn't miss much, and already in the NFL, he's showing that's how you make the team as an undrafted free agent. You can't miss tackles. You got to be on your game. And so far, 83.3 tackling grade through the first two games for Dolac. I think that's very, very impressive. Something that doesn't happen too often for a rookie. No mental mistakes. I think it's like you said, that slow, methodical level of play, waiting and taking his time, then striking when necessary. That's what's looking great for Shaun Dolac. His tackling ability is really showing out in these first two preseason games.
All right, let's end on a pretty simple play right here for the Rams. And I think what really strikes this play to me when I first saw it was how Dolac, again, he's an undrafted free agent linebacker, but he doesn't look like one. He looks like a guy who's already capable of starting the National Football League. And here's what I'm talking about. So what the Rams are going to do, they're going to fire number 54 on a blitz, and the tight end's going to do a curl right behind him. So they blitz, they rotate the coverage Dolac to the tight end, and he does a great job blocking him up. The quarterback right here, though, he escapes and is able to run for a first down, and Dolac chases him out of bounds. Again, it seems so routine. It seems like something every quality linebacker would do, but people forget 56 is an undrafted free agent, and he's making plays, being smart, savvy, good in coverage, hustle, good speed, almost like he's a first-round, second-round kind of player. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap, 54 fires. Again, Dolac covering up the tight end. Good job right there. Sees the quarterback escape and scramble, stays with him. Again, good speed, sideline to sideline, runs him out of bounds, right? Nothing special there, right? But I think it's the fact that it doesn't look special that jumps out to me. Again, 56 is an undrafted free agent linebacker. He does his job perfectly. He covers up the zone, rotating the coverage, finds the guy, eliminates 86 in front of the quarterback, mirrors the quarterback, stays on his guy until the quarterback commits. That's the other thing, again, smart, savvy play. Sometimes young linebackers and defensive backs in a sort of a situation like this, a scramble drill, they'll just attack the quarterback. And look, you got to stay sticky on these guys because if you attack right here, you can give up a big play over the top. Instead, he waits for the quarterback to commit and then runs him out of bounds with a good athletic play, good hustle play too, sprinting to the sideline. You talk about speed. Now, this is Paul right here. Paul's a great athlete. Like, running stride for stride, maybe even faster than 54. Again, taking nothing away from Pooh Paul. He's a really good player. Great draft pick by the Los Angeles Rams. But Dolac, he has another gear too. And that's another thing. Again, he's an undrafted free agent. I have to always remind myself that Dolac's a guy that theoretically should be on the margins of making the team, but every single game, every single practice, every single snap, he looks like a quality linebacker already. I don't know how he doesn't make this team and be a contributor for the Rams defense. And you're going to see this from the wide copy. Again, watch him replace 54 in the zone, lock up the tight end, then wait for the quarterback to commit, stay sticky, and then run him out of bounds. Again, it's just good play. So much of what Dolac does, like 99 out of 100 snaps, is a good football play. It's a smart football play. It's like in basketball. He always makes the right pass, always makes the smart play. That's what we see from 56. He's a dynamic playmaker. He's smart. He's patient. He does almost everything well. I see him making this team and being a contributor for many years for Los Angeles.